reacted to the end of the universe and everything. I saw this video and I was like, yo, this is right. This is what I live for, bro. Theories.
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
Dang. You know why they put Game of Thrones at the beginning? Because the beginning was fire. You know why they didn't use the end? Because the ending was garbage. That shit was trash.
Atoms.
Let me know if it's too low or anything.
Humans, black holes, and even the universe itself, with the exception of a specific member of the British royal family. The universe can reach its demise in several...
That's facts. How does Queen Elizabeth never, like, I don't wish downfall on anyone, but, like, damn. She's been alive for a little too long, bro. If I just spent all that money for no reason, imagine.
ways, some rather boring and others pretty violent, and we're not entirely sure which path it will go down. So that's why we shall discuss them all.
I feel like one of these theories is high-key the sun. So the most closest theory I have to of how we're, like, probably the world's gonna end is when the sun, since it's a star, if it's true that they, like, expand when they, like, get really, really old, which is, this is not gonna happen for, if the sun is a star, so eventually, like, in, you know, millions of years from now, or hundreds of thousands, whichever one, is gonna expand, which is gonna turn into a red planet, not a red planet, a red star, which is gonna destroy Mercury, Venus, Earth, and I think Mars. I'm not too sure, but I think by then we'll discover space travel and we'll be out of Earth. Like Earth won't be like a planet that we live on anymore. We'll probably colonize the universe by then, hopefully. Because if we don't, then it's just GG. It's wraps for the humanity because we're done. Hopefully some, like, nice aliens come and save us and show us how the way. But if not, GG's humanity. But we'll be long dead before that happens. Our kids gonna have kids who gonna have kids who gonna have kids who gonna have kids. We'll be long forgotten. The big rip.
The universe is expanding. Everything gets away from everything else at an accelerated pace. That's known as the Hubble's law, and it happens because of dark energy. And this dark energy seems to somehow increase with time, thus stretching the fabric of space-time faster and faster.
But, like, I want to know, like, so the only thing I read about high-key a long time is, like, manga, supernatural shit, and this. I read a lot about those three things. They never give me a full detailed explanation how they know this shit exists. Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, we seen, like, a black hole move 2 centimeters, so this and this and this and this and this and this must be happening. I'm like, yo, where did you get that? We were at A, but now we're at, like, elemental PQRSTUV. Like, how did we get there?
In the far future, because of this expansion, first all the galactic clusters will drift away from each other past the horizon of the observable universe. Later still, the same fate will happen for
Look at that. This is a picture. Well, not this specific picture, but there is pictures. I look at like this all the time. We are a tiny little rock in one of these, like maybe this one. I think this one's the Milky Way. We are a tiny little rock in this tiny little galaxy somewhere in that space. If we exist on this tiny little rock in this thing, how can there not be other life in maybe another tiny rock in this galaxy over here? Or this one, 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 or this one. There is no possible way that we are the only tiny rock in this galaxy. Like, you're telling me there ain't no other people or aliens or life form in any of these other galaxies? Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way, my guy. Like, this one's bigger than this one. Like, come on now.
Individual galaxies inside galactic clusters, and the civilizations born in that period inside the Milky Way would have no knowledge of other galaxies. Well,
we would
good
have
thing
no
me and you are living in the period in which the universe is at its prime, and when you can just tuck yourself in bed with a cup of hot flavored water and watch a science file video or a space documentary.
I mean, it's not really hot cocoa, but how do you know I was drinking something and watching this? It's kind of weird.
Talking about the universe. In fact, that sounds like a good plan for tonight. Grab some tea and your free full month trial of Magellan TV, and have access to over 3,000 documentaries about science. I especially recommend the Mystery of Dark Matter documentary that inspired this video and which also dwells deeper into dark energy. Magellan continue rise about get a full month for free by following the link.
Y'all can follow that link right there. You see, I'll give them the shout out.
Hurry up and become even smarter. Back to our journey into the future. About 60 million years before the Big Rip, as the dark energy will continue rising in strength, it will rip apart the galaxies, leaving our solar system by itself, but not for long. As you can imagine, it would also get ripped apart 3 months before the Big Rip. As the amount of dark energy increases.
Like, how do you know that? How do you know exactly when it's gonna happen? I swear this is just a bunch of the other thing, the talk screen. Like, how do you know exactly that it's 3 months it's gonna happen? Like,
increases, it will have overpowered every force of gravity in the universe. But it's not done yet. If it continues to rise, it would overpower the electromagnetic force, which would rip apart all matter and the atoms making it up during the last minutes.
It's Captain America, guys.
As its value is quickly approaching infinity, it would even overcome the nuclear forces and rip apart the subatomic particles, until the observable horizon becomes so small that no fundamental interaction can happen at this scale, and time stops. At this time...
How does time stop? I thought time was, like, unstoppable. Or, like... Huh?
The universe reaches the Big Rip, where the observable universe reaches zero size and thus becomes the final singularity. Thankfully, observations seem to suggest that the acceleration will not be strong enough to cause the Big Rip, as I'd rather prefer a less violent death.
Nobody playing Genshin Impact, bro. Like, I've never met someone that says, hey, bro, you want to play some Genshin Impact? Heck no. So this is all theories. I think time can be stopped at a certain point. I don't know, man. I don't know. Don't ask us. I don't know science. Shit, look. Motherfucking, I love stuff like this, but, like, nobody ever has my answers, bro. Oh, my God. You know what I just remembered? NASA volunteer for Mars, bro. They was like, yes, I want to be a recruit, bro. They had like a Mars testing facility. I'm trying to go, bro. Oh. No way, bro. No, bro. To go so badly. Professional science, technology, engineering, or math-related education. Bare minimum is a bachelor's degree, advanced degree, and preferred experience, or 2 years in military experience with military officer training preferred. Oh my God. A non-smoker? Not like this, man. Proficient in Russian and English languages. Subject to a verification test. Bro, why do we need this? We're just going to Mars. Let me go to Mars, bro. Who sat there and agreed on these rules? Like, hey, they must be 35 or higher. And then somebody else was like, yeah, let's go though. Bro, I wanted to go to Mars, bro. Like, how you gonna tell me that I can volunteer and then set requirements? That's not volunteering. Man, fuck NASA, bro. I hope the world ends, bro. I hope the world ends so nobody gets to go to Mars. If I can't, then nobody's going. That's whack, son. That's just whack. to you, bucko. But if you connect your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you can get a free Prime subscription, and you can use that to subscribe to me. You know, just putting that out there.
Talking about less violent, how about instead of getting ripped apart, you'll get crushed by the universe? The theory claims that the expansion of the universe will slowly slow down, counteracted by the gravitational force of the matter throughout the universe. It would eventually...
But how do we know that there's an end of the universe? Because for this theory to be right, it has to have an end. What if it just goes and 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 goes?
Eventually stall and then start contracting back. Essentially, that would be pretty straightforward, a Big Bang in reverse. First, galaxy clusters, and then galaxies, would merge, and the temperature of the cosmic microwave background would begin to rise as the light would get blue shifted. Stars would eventually become so close together that they begin to collide with each other. Once the background radiation becomes hotter than the stars, they would no longer be able to radiate away.
If this happened, we're long dead. As soon as we started moving towards things, we're long done. We're dead.
Their heat and would cook themselves until they evaporate, thus making the universe a huge ocean of plasma. In the last minutes, the temperature of the universe would be so great that atoms and atomic nuclei would break up and get sucked up into already coalescing black holes. At the time of the Big Crunch, all the matter in the universe would be crushed into an infinitely hot, infinitely dense singularity similar to the Big Bang. Then immediately after, it would all start over again with a new Big Bang, with potentially different fundamental physical constants due to quantum fluctuations. A never-ending cycle of infinite big bounces. But what caused the first Big Bang in this cycle? The answer is that there was no first Big Bang, there should have been an infinite amount of them. How does that make sense? I don't know.
So they said the world started with the Big Bang. But for this theory to be right, the world should not have started with the Big Bang? So how did we fucking get here, bro? How? Bro, I know the government has the answers. They just don't want to tell us first. Like, for what, though? For what? So what if we know aliens exist? What if we know that, you know, we didn't, like... What's going to happen? All of us just going to, you know, turn on them? Like, bro, just tell us. We're not going to do... Nothing's going to change, bro. Some guy's going to be like, oh, shit, aliens? That's cool. I still got to clock in at 2 p.m., so I'm going to head out. Like, no one's just going to... Oh, aliens exist? I'm quitting my job. I'm throwing my kids away. Like, no one's going to do that. Just tell us.
The human brain does not like infinities, and my brain just blue screens if I try to comprehend it. Thankfully, we might save ourselves, and my brain just blue screen.
Ooh, we made a fucky wucky. Oh, this thing. I knew it.
If I try to comprehend it. Thankfully, we might save ourselves the headache as scientists made some measurements of the speed of the expansion and think that gravity won't be enough to stop and reverse it. And that leads us to the most realistic fate for our universe. The Big Chungus, also known as the heat death.
Oh. I thought he was going to troll
Scientists
us.
estimated that the expansion speed is probably not great enough to rip us apart and not low enough to crush us in the Big Rip.
Okay.
That would ensure that the universe lives a very long and rather peaceful life. But not that peaceful for our Milky Way, since we've got Andromeda en route for collision in about 5 billion years to form Milkdromeda. But no...
Wait, hold on, what?
Rather peaceful life. But not that peaceful for our Milky Way, since we've got Andromeda en route for collision in about 5 billion years to form Milkdromeda.
How the hell do they know that? So there's a galaxy on the way to hit us? How the hell did I never hear about this? And how do you calculate 5 billion years? You just look at the length and it's like, yeah, that's about 5 billion years, I'd say, Ray. Alright, write it down. We don't know any better, so if they did tell us 5 billion years, everyone would probably believe it. Like, none of us is gonna go check if that's wrong or right. Like, fuck.
But no worries, the chances of the solar system being disturbed by some rogue stars is pretty slim. If I were you, I'd rather worry about the sun losing its shit and engulfing the Earth at about the same time frame. But if the human civilization survives until
that's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. He just said it. In 5 billion years, I guess, or somewhere around that, the Earth is gonna expand because that's how stars work. The fuck are we gonna do when it expands?
and engulfing the Earth at about the same time frame. But if the
I hope we got some advanced civilization, some shit like this, bro. I hope my kids could live.
Human civilization survives until then, I bet my power supply that they will have figured out a way to escape. Now travel 20 times more into the future to 1 trillion years, and all the galaxies from the local supercluster will have merged into one final galaxy, while the other galaxy clusters will have disappeared beyond the observable horizon.
So, in all the galaxies we saw in that picture would form together to make one big giant galaxy? Huh.
Due to the universe expansion. So then any civilization born in that period will have no way of knowing of the existence of other galaxies or the Big Bang for that matter. They would think their galaxy is the only one in the universe and would probably make some religion out of it. During the next trillions of years, stars will start.
We know for a fact that we ain't the only galaxy in the world. And niggas got like 4 religions out of here. What we got? I ain't even gonna say them because I don't want to offend nobody. And I don't want to get banned because I just got affiliated. I'm not even gonna say. We got a couple religions out here. And we know that there's other galaxies out there. Imagine what the final galaxy think they on. They probably think they all gods. The final galaxy? I'm saying. Bro, if we discover space travel and like move planets and stuff and nobody creates a working lightsaber, I'm done. I'm gonna be looking up I'm gonna be like in my wherever I am when I die, looking down at y'all, just going like, what the fuck? How we got spaceships, colonized planets, but no one made a working lightsaber? Like, come on now.
Decaying into white dwarfs, neutron stars, and black holes. By the end of the stelliferous era, star-formed neutrons.
You see, this is our star is like this. Ours is an average star right now, or a massive star. I don't know. It's eventually turn to one of these, a super giant or a red giant, and that's when it sucks up. What the fuck is Juan doing here? So when it turns into one of this, it destroys Earth. So I don't know how I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna be depressed. I'm saying, if nobody makes a lightsaber like in a couple million years, like, what are you doing? Holes.
By the end of the stelliferous era, star formation will end, giving the start of the degenerate era. No laughing. Where only planets and degenerate remnant of stars remain. In 1 quadrillion years, the planets will have decayed their orbits or will have been flung into outer space because of close encounters with other remnants. Add 5 more zeros to our time frame, and 95% of the remnants are flung out of the galaxies into space, while the rest fall into the central galactic black hole, which would create a very bright quasar. What happens next depends on whether protons decay or not, which we don't know for sure, but for the sake of simplicity we'll assume they do, and leave the other possibility for another video. In about 10 duodecillion years, all protons and neutrons that made up.
The fuck is a decillion? God, you see how many zeros was on that shit?
In about.
Holy crap! So this is where my mouse is. That's 100. That's 100K, right there. This is this 0 right here is a million. I think this is a trillion. Think this is a billion, and that's all I know. That's all I know. I know up to a billion. Maybe this is, I think they call it like a quadruple billion or a quadrillion, a quadrillion. And I don't know about this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they don't call it a decillion because it's 10. I don't know.
About 10 duodecillion years, all protons and neutrons that made up any matter in the universe will have decayed into photons and leptons, leaving only the black holes in the universe. This would start the black hole era, that would last around a googol years. And
I just learned what a decillion is, and now they put a billion is less than a trillion, ain't it? Is it? I don't know.
This would start the black hole era, that would last around a googol.
Do it matter though? Do it matter how much a trillion and a billion is? There's a googillion years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33 zeros. Triple zeros. You know what? That makes my life seem so short. Like, imagine you're born and tell you only got 100 years to live. Nigga, we got a gagillion years out here, bro. Wow, why can't I live for this? I'm trying to see I'm trying to live till the end of the universe.
All years, until all black holes will have excruciatingly slowly evaporated through Hawking radiation. Fun fact, this radiation has a thermal spectrum, thus it would heat the black hole. During its last evaporation stages, black holes will be the last things to shine in the universe. With the death of the last black hole, the dark era would begin, with a universe barely containing some photons, electrons, and neutrinos flying around. This is the end. Or maybe, tiny flames will dance among the darkness. Given a non-zero probability, quantum fluctuations might trigger this. Given a non-zero
probability. How is that even a... Like, people can go, like, 0.1 probabilities, 0.0001, they can... This is a non-zero. Like, how tiny of a probability is that? Because you can go 0.1 gagillion 1 possibility, but this has to be lower than that. So what is a non-zero probability? Yeah, this is what them science majors be sitting in college doing. Can anyone tell me what a non-zero probability is? No, professor, I cannot. Shit, I got lost 35 minutes ago. Heck, I'ma just head out.
Probability. Quantum fluctuations might trigger a new Big Bang in an estimated 10 to the power 10 to the power 10 to the power 56 years. Just so that you understand how ridiculous this number is, if the time length between the Big Bang and now is 2 centimeters, the time length till a new Big Bang would span more than the observable universe. But
so if the time from now to when the universe ends is this big, and the time to when the universe will restart is like to the end of the universe. Nah, never mind. Get me off this place. Kill me. I'm not trying to wait that long, bro. Hell no. If this is how big of a time limit we have compared to when the universe ends, compared to the universe ending and when it restarts. Oh, heck no, sir.
But regardless, even the slightest glimmer of hope is better than the thought of eternal darkness. I'm sure that the death of the universe is a very pressing issue for you at the moment, but worry not, we're all in this together.